Hi everyone, my name is Zhao XUELONG. My matrix number is 23202576, majoring in educational management and administration. My presentation topic is based on the question of week 4. To what extent do equal opportunity laws exist in human resource management in your organization? Discuss diversity management and diversity action programs implemented in your organization. Thus, my topic is equal opportunity and diversity practices in human resource management in the Chinese educational context. And my presentation includes 3 parts. The first part is introduction, and the second part is definition of key concepts and institutional frameworks, and the third part is solution and discussion. Let's move on. Part 1, Introduction. In today's global context, equal opportunity and diversity have become essential components of ethical and effective human resource management. And institutions such as the International Labour Organization (ILO) and the United Nations (UN) promote fair treatment, non-discrimination, and inclusion. While international efforts have raised awareness, actual implementation varies by country. China, despite significant legal reforms, still faces enforcement challenges, especially in the private education sector, and we'll talk about this later. This presentation evaluates how equal opportunity laws and diversity practices are applied in Chinese educational human resource management, particularly with the example of my private experience in educational institution. And then let's move on. Global context. Globally, equal opportunities is recognized as a human right. The ILO's 1998 declaration, reaffirmed in 2028, bids member states to uphold dignity, fairness, and equality in the workplace. And the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights also enshrines the right to work and equal access to employment without discrimination. These global standards highlight not just the fairness but also the strategic value of diversity in boosting innovation and productivity. Many countries like Malaysia implement these standards through bias-aware recruitment, inclusive leadership programs, and anti-discrimination measures. And then let's move to Chinese context. China has a strong legal structure supporting equal improvement, though the Labor Law 1995, Employment Promotion Law 2007, and also Civil Code 2021 all prohibit employment discrimination. Special laws protect vulnerable groups such as disabled individuals and female workers. However, the implementation is uneven, particularly, for example, in private sectors. Based on my experience at a private IELTS training school, I observed informal human resource processes, no formal complaint channels, and decisions based on subjective preferences rather than policy compliance. And this gap between law and practice is central to this analysis. Let's move on. The part 2, definition of concepts and institutional frameworks. This section defines the core concepts of equal opportunity and diversity management and discusses how they are institutionalized through international and Chinese legal frameworks. And understanding these terms helps clarify what fair and inclusive HRM, that means is human resource management, should look like in an educational setting. And this page is equal opportunity laws. Equal opportunity means that all individuals should be treated fairly in hiring, training, promotion, and compensation regardless of gender, ethnicity, age, religion, or ability. And ILO Convention number 111 and UDHR Article 23 support rights globally. In China, laws such as global law, labor law, and employment promotion law lay the foundation for equal treatment. And then, these laws also protect against indirect discrimination. We can see that direct discrimination is rejecting a female applicant, for example, and indirect discrimination, we can see that we're seemingly neutral policies negatively affect certain groups, such as job aids favoring. We just wanted recent graduates that exclude older candidates. So the goal is removing barriers and promoting fairness. And then the diversity management and diversity action programs. Diversity management involves recognizing and leveraging differences in the workplace to foster inclusion and collaboration. It includes inclusive recruitment, bias awareness training, and leadership opportunities for underrepresented groups. In China, companies like Alibaba and Tencent have implemented progressive policies, including roles for disabled staff and also performance-linked diversity targets. And in education, public universities, state-owned, private, and international schools differ in approach. They have made progress, but many, for example, private schools lack structured diversity initiatives. They may lack of formal diversity programs in many private schools, like what I have mentioned before, Arts Training School, something like that kind of institution. And so to sum up, the legal basis exists, but execution remains inconsistent. Let's move to the part 3, solution and discussion. Solution and discussion. In this section, I will present how equal opportunity laws and diversity practices are applied in real settings, especially in Chinese educational HRM. We look at legal application, current diversity practices, and practical solutions for promoting workplace equality. And next, application of equal opportunity laws in Chinese human resource management. Chinese Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security enforces the labor laws, often with support from local bureaus. For instance, a vocational school was required to move a discriminatory hiring condition limiting applicants to local residents. And legal channels such as arbitration and litigation also exist for affected individuals. To encourage compliance, the government offers incentives like tax relief and funding for schools that hire disabled teachers or ethnic minorities. Sorry, not minorities, it's minorities. And let's move on. Diversity management in practice. Some Chinese universities implement diversity by hiring both academics and industry professionals, particularly in finance and engineering. These schools promote cross-disciplinary and cross-generational teaching teams, blending theory with real-world practice. And large education groups also diversity teams by gender, age, cultural background. For instance, young teachers bring digital skills, while older staff provide stability and experience. Minority teachers add cultural richness, to classroom learning. And this is the solutions in promoting equal employment. To improve fairness in education employment, schools should use standardized recruitment processes with objective scoring based on skills, qualifications, and experience. Human resource staff need regular anti-discrimination training, and government should strengthen labor inspections, enforce penalties, and increase resource allocation to understand that not behave good schools, which is underserved schools. And beyond policy, social collaboration is key. NGOs can offer counseling and bridge programs. Media can spotlight inclusive hiring stories, and also companies can partner with schools to create internships for marginalized groups. And then it's the final reflection. Law is necessary but not sufficient yet. Yeah, we can see that legal frameworks are necessary but not sufficient. So policies must translate into everyday practices. And inclusive human resource management benefits not only individuals but also strengthens educational institutions. Ultimately, sustainable progress requires collaboration between government, schools, civil society, and employers. Okay, thank you. This is my presentation. Thank you for listening. I welcome any questions and feedbacks.